Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Tuesday. It's January the 11th, and I hope that you're doing well this morning. Hope you got a good night's rest and are ready to jump up and get going with this day. But before we do, I want to talk about a transformed life. Matthew chapter 9, verse 9. It says, as Jesus passed on from there, he saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax booth. And he said to him, follow me. And he rose and followed him. You know, the story of Jesus calling Matthew, to be a disciple, it's a very amazing one. Of all, those that followed Jesus, Matthew was, he was probably considered the least likely to become a disciple, much less, a leader of the church, the first church and a writer of the New Testament. Nobody would have thought of Matthew, trust me. In spite of growing up in, the Jewish traditions, somewhere along the way, Matthew, he got lost. And he ended up a notorious sinner and a complete outcast, because that's what happened when a Jewish person became a tax collector. They were outcasts. They were thrown out of the family. They didn't even consider them alive. And I've thought it in particular here lately. We've been watching The Chosen, the series, and which I highly recommend if you haven't. And I thought it very intriguing to watch the character, of Matthew, and saw how Jesus, called him out and, to follow him. Matthew, he didn't think of himself as being even worthy, but he did. No doubt Matthew, he knew who Jesus was. You couldn't help but know who Jesus was if you lived in this particular region. Matthew, he might have stood on, I think he probably stood on the edge and watched with amazement as Jesus healed the sick, and he transformed lives. He may have even wondered, could this be the Messiah? And yet, Matthew, he also probably thought, hey, it's too late for me. God can't use someone like me. But on that particular day, Jesus, he went directly to Matthew and he spoke two life-changing words: follow me. And just like that, instantaneously and without any debate or consideration, Matthew was irresistibly drawn to Christ, and he left his old life behind, and it was the defining moment of his life. Jesus is still doing that today. He's still patiently waiting. He's still seeking out people that will follow him. And maybe perhaps today, maybe you're listening this morning, and maybe you've never actually given in and allowed Christ to lead your life. Jesus he's still offering. He's still saying the same thing: follow me. I pray this morning that if you haven't ever done that, if you haven't ever given in to following Jesus, I pray that you would. And if you've got questions, as I've always said, if you'd like to visit about it, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm always available. I would love to talk to you about it. But anyway, remember, most of all, God loves you and he cares for you. And also remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And I pray that you have a wonderful day. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.